live.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Excuse me. Nigga, why you got the light directly on? You look like damn, what's the actor name? What's it? Not Eli Roth. In Sin City,
Oh, I know you're talking
the
about. Damn.
motherfucker he didn't talk. He had the
Yeah,
glasses. He
bro.
was the killer. Yo, because when you sit at a certain angle, the white of the softbox completely fills your frames. What is his name?
I cannot
Now I
think
gotta
of
look
his
it up.
name.
Now I gotta look it up.
Yeah, because this just gonna be bothering all damn
Now
show.
I gotta look it up. Is it Eli Roth? I don't know. Hold on.
Is it?
Film.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Did you find it?
Cast. Elijah Wood.
Oh yeah,
Elijah
yeah,
Wood.
yeah. So he was close.
What up, Ryan? Honey Dragon Biddy, Jonathan, Free Thinker.
Good morning, everyone.
What's going on?
It is one of them days, and it's been one of them weeks.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stupid shit happening. But
always.
That's true as well. I'm gonna do this intro. You dig? Since it's still good and early.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. I see Sean P is mentioning that SPJ audio is crackling a little bit for him.
I know what it is. I can't fix it.
Oh,
it's that damn thing. I was in FL doing shit.
Oh yeah,
it's your sound. I changed the settings. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't. That's nothing I could. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. I don't think I can. Let me see if I can try.
That shit used to happen to me all the time.
I know exactly what it is, and I didn't even think about it. That tells y'all I'm working on music. But
is that what it tells us?
It's a dead giveaway.
Oh.
Let me see if I can change this shit up. Options, audio settings.
You changed that driver. That's what you did.
Go back to 32. Close that. That may or may not have fixed it. So
well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we'll see.
Free Thinker was like, just like music. Biddy is wild. And she's, I thought you were having Rice Krispies for breakfast.
That's hilarious. So I changed the setting. I don't know if it's.
I don't hear the cracking anymore.
I don't know if it's gonna fully do what it's supposed to do because I haven't.
I don't hear the cracking anymore.
Okay. We'll see how this turns out. But yeah, otherwise I would have to stop the stream and yeah, I'm not doing all that.
I said
we already
so
here
much
now.
Better like magic. So
okay, because we're not doing all that unnecessary. It is necessary. It's just we wouldn't be doing. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
A lot of times we don't do what's necessary. I mean,
I mean,
part of the brand. I mean, it's just part of the brand. Like when other things we do, but
sure. Yeah, sometimes it's just
part of that.
Sometimes it's just easier than
to not do
to not be perfect. You know, like
I
understand this is different because audio is very important in this particular thing that we're doing. But you know,
particular endeavor.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, shit happens from time to time. I started. It's funny because I started to make a checklist for streaming the podcast.
Yo, I love the attempt at organization and stuff like that, but I start out doing the same stuff. I really do, but like even with my creativity, I say, oh, I'm gonna put this in this order here, and then what it usually turns out though that it all ends in chaos. Like it all, and then what comes out of that chaos is dope. So it's like I will start. Say I get me a new computer desk.
Mm-hmm.
Everything starts out lovely. There's a bit of cord management going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not full of a bunch of stuff on my table.
Mm-hmm.
But inevitably, chaos reigns.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
There is a tendency towards disorder. Just is. Right?
Yeah.
So, I figure sometimes why fight it?
Listen, that's what I'm saying. That's my entire point. But no, it is.
How many of you guys out here have ever watched that show, Life After People? That show, and you probably can still find it somewhere, streaming somewhere. That show was cathartic in a lot of ways for me. As I'm sure it would be for people who think kind of like I do on that, because you instinctively don't think of yourself as people in these situations. Like you'll be there for that, right? That's the thing. Like, oh, that sounds nice. Okay, this part isn't that nice. Like, we done built these nuclear facilities. Like, the people, nobody's maintaining the shit. That caused some issues, right? That caused some issues. But some of the other stuff was just lovely when they were talking about the nature eventually taking back over the cities.
Mm-hmm.
Animals roaming freely through there. The plant life starts growing differently and all of that. So I would watch that and go, Life After People. It's a dream. But of course, I never see myself as one of the people that won't be there to see it. I think a lot of people do that. It's probably main character syndrome. right?
Thanks.
But yeah. How is everybody doing? I'm trying to think, is it next week or is it the week after next where we don't have a show?
Next week.
We will not be having a show next
week.
We'll remind you again at the end of this.
If we remember.
And if not, we'll, during the course of the week, we'll remind you of that. But yeah, summer decided to come back this week. It was literally 90 degrees up down here where I was at for a couple of days. And I think it's going to be almost 90 here today, too.
I think so.
In fact, it's almost 90 now. But other than that, next week, though, is supposed to be nice. We're supposed to get this big rainstorm today. And then next week, 70s for most of the days. I can live with that. I'm good with that. But anyway.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just start by saying people are dumb as fuck.
Oh, well, sure. I mean,
they're dumb. Like, I know you guys know this. It is a common mantra on the show.
Mm-hmm.
People are exhaustingly stupid.
Super dumb.
Like, and it's exhausting. It is. I think this is one of the cases of the tendency towards disorder.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much order you try to enforce on people learning some shit and keeping that up, and it always descends back into the dumb shit.
Every time.
But anyway, what's on the menu today?
So yeah, along with next week, us being on momentary hiatus. Mm-hmm. Today's a short episode. So we got the one thing, and it kind of ties to some other things that I have already for my week. So, Young Thug.
Who?
I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah. Young ruffian.
He's in the news because a bunch of phone calls that he had while he was in prison have been leaked to the public. And he's been talking some shit about some of his peers. And
look, I gotta say it. I never saw what y'all saw in this guy.
Who's y'all?
Well, I'm talking not necessarily the audience here with us now, but the audience around. I never saw what y'all saw there. It to be honest, he was one of the many at that time that I looked at y'all crazy for. That y'all lost a lot of credibility with me about a lot of shit. I never. What? Mm-hmm. And listen, by the way, it's not just the rank and file people. I've seen people who I would say legitimately have a great background in this sort of music and persona and this, that, and other, who was giving him these props. Like, I just think it was crazy for y'all to even try to compare him to Wayne. I just think it's nuts. I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts.
I don't know enough about the nigga.
I think it's nuts.
Yeah. So yeah, there are several different calls, but the one we're gonna focus on today is one that he had made to his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if they're still together or not. She is, funny enough, Tim, you should recognize the name because when we were out with Shafro, he was saying that was his favorite R&B person right now, Mariah the Scientist. And they were together. I don't know if they still are. Really. I don't freaking know. I've seen things recently that suggested that she's single. I don't know. I don't keep up with that type of stuff. So, Young Thug comes for Glorilla, gets dragged for filth online.
I just wish I had dragged you earlier.
Always just shut.
Y'all always end up dragging the people I said you should have dragged. Look at
you can always just shut the fuck up. You can always just shut the fuck up. You don't have to say things.
You really don't.
You just don't. So,
how old is Young Thug? Do you know?
Probably about my age.
Yeah, that name.
Maybe a little bit younger.
I don't name need to be retired.
I mean, listen. No, I feel like the only person not the only person, but like two people really did that was Bow Wow. Bow Wow changed his name. He dropped a little when he got older.
Right.
And Berg, but I don't think that's why he changed his name, because he changed his name to something completely different. His name is Hitmaker now. So I don't
see. I would let Bow Wow stay low because that's a little.
Shut the hell up.
That nigga 3 apples high.
He's the one that changed it. He's the one that did the right thing.
I understand, but if he'd have chose to keep it, I wouldn't have said nothing.
He's still Lil Wayne, Lil Kim.
Lil Wayne is tiny. Like, these are little.
No, people. Nigga, Kim is tiny, but she like 50 now. Like,
I mean, true, but she's still low.
No, nigga, we're not doing that. But yeah. So, all eyes have been on rapper Young Thug this week as alleged tweets and now leaked phone calls of him blasting some of today's musicians have hit the internet. And believe us when we tell you, it's not pretty. While there's still some speculation around the aforementioned tweet that we told you about earlier this week, everyone's focus is now on a newly leaked audio released on Thursday. In a specific clip that got folks talking, Thug can be heard talking crap about fellow rapper Glorilla, calling her ugly and noting that she was skinny, had a big head, big mouth, fake hair, and more. He went, okay, hold on. What we not going to do, like, because let me separate this. This is me commenting on you being a dumbass. This is the disdain for the other stuff that you said will come later. Right now, I'm just gonna comment on you being a dumbass. Fake hair. Do you know how many fucking celebrities in the Men even.
Men.
Like, what are we fucking talking about? Why would that be a complaint? Like, what?
Wasn't this the guy? See, I really
Didn't you
can't,
have extensions?
Bro.
I could be wrong on that. But I feel like,
but even if he didn't, there's other things he's done that's fake as fuck,
nigga.
That's part of his brand.
I just don't understand. I don't get. Anyway, whatever. He went on to express incredulity that other men would be trying to holler at her and continue to double down on how unattractive he felt she was and how he'd never try to get at her. Quote, "That bitch ain't talking about nothing. I would not pursue her at all, ever. Man, watch out. All that shit I seen about her, I seen a video of her walking past, just big ass mouth, just like always laughing. She looked funny as hell. Who the hell pursuing? Who trying to smack that?" He said to his girlfriend, Mariah DeSantis, over the phone.
Joe, it's funny to me how some of the weirdest looking motherfuckers all these opinions about how motherfuckers look, yo.
I'm gonna get to that. That's funny. Once the audio made it over to Glorilla's neck of the woods, she took to Twitter to officially respond, alluding to the fact that Thug may have tried to low-key holler at her after all at some point. Quote, "Mind you, this the same nigga blowing up my phone to ask what color my eyes is." Yikes. She later added, referencing the fact that Thursday was Beyonce's birthday, "This is Beyonce's day. We're not making this about me, okay?" Unlike the tweet from earlier this week, it didn't take Thug long to come out and apologize for his hurtful words, which all but confirmed it was definitely him and his voice in the footage. He says, first of all, I'm so sorry to you for my words, and I honestly don't think you're ugly at all. I was speaking from jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls.
No, stop. He said he was speaking from jail. So let me just, for those of you who have never been, if you locked up with a bunch of other niggas, the last thing you're going to be in here thinking about is Glorilla is ugly. That's the last thing you're going to be thinking about.
So that means you meant that shit.
Yeah, he meant that shit.
There's no way. Right.
He meant that shit.
Speaking from jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin. Now, somebody quote tweeted that. This is not in the article, but I remember it. It's not, somebody quote tweeted that, and they was like, "Damn, you really called her ugly? And then you gonna call her twin?"
I know, bro. It's the wildest.
I'm like, yo, that's hilarious. The Yeah Glow rapper has yet to respond to his apology, but that's really okay because a host of folks on social media are doing it for her. As more users began listening to Thug's comments, they couldn't help but completely blast the Go Crazy artist with some calling his own looks, apology, and even his attraction to Glorilla into question. Quote, "That nigga Thug was hating on every non-incarcerated person he could think of." Another person, "Young Thug don't know what he actually looks like, and that's the problem." Another person,
he's facially challenged, yo. Yo, this is what I'm talking about, bro. He's facially challenged.
Hey,
and
listen.
these are the people, because it ain't just men. It's some
Facts.
but these are the people that'll sit around all day and talk about how bad somebody else looking in the mirror and see stuff. This is what Trump do. Trump will get on there and talk about how ugly some woman is, and it's like, have you seen you? Shit is crazy, bro.
Somebody else said that apology was to stop Glorilla from breaking up a happy home today. Somebody else said Thug obviously attracted to Glow, but he think the other men he seeks approval from wouldn't be, so he trying to clown her. Yikes!
I don't know. Look, that could be it. Maybe not. I just think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper than that.
Yeah, possible. Somebody else said, "Do you know how miserable you got to be as a man to see a woman smiling and enjoying herself and get mad about it?" Thug really said he saw Glow walking and giggling and she shouldn't be because her mouth big. That's nasty work. And Mariah's airhead ass just sat there enabling him. I mean,
she did though.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. Her enabling him is not completely outside the realm of things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've seen it in all, like what she should have done, of course, was check him.
Yeah.
Right? That's what she should have done. But so many times I've seen where
Well,
the demographic that's known to be toxic against another demographic, right?
mhm.
And the person, the two people having a conversation are from those two different demographics. I have seen situations where a motherfucker won't check.
Well, I'll say this though. Not that this makes it acceptable, right?
Mhm.
But the thing that I would understand, because I haven't heard the whole conversation, so I don't know what the fuck they were talking about in the first place. I just heard the clip. So the thing I would understand is if that's your girlfriend and she's accusing you of being interested
I get that.
in this other person, then no, she wouldn't stop him in that case.
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah,
Because
that's not realistic.
Right. She
was trying to plead his case.
He was trying to plead his case and get himself out the doghouse.
Yeah.
Right. And she's sitting there listening to him, try to reassure her that he's not attracted to
Yeah, because
I would like to say though, just for future reference from him, it's not a flex to tell your significant other that you find the person she thinks you like unattractive.
Correct.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because love is you being able to find somebody else attractive and still not cheating.
And it not being an issue.
And not caring. Yeah, she's trying, but I don't want her. I'm with you. I love you.
That part.
That's that. I mean, I'm just saying.
No,
somebody's been involved with somebody for 20 years.
Also, I'm just not on the. Yeah, I'm just not on the bandwagon of finding a way to attack another black woman because of something that a nigga did. Like,
agreed.
Like, sure, absolutely, it would have been preferred if she shut that shit down and checked them.
Right.
But I don't know what their relationship is, so I don't know if she feels safe checking him or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know that. So, like, I will extend the idea that yes, ideally she would have checked him, but
it's also not outside the realm of possibility that she wouldn't, because that happens a lot.
I'm not going to crucify her for it. Like, if now again, I didn't hear the whole thing, so if she egged him on, that's different. That's different.
Even then, it might not have been.
I mean,
because if she's feeling insecure about a lot of that, and she wants to be made to feel better, look, I know this is gonna suck what I'm about to say, but some people are made to feel better.
That's what
I'm putting down others.
You know what's funny? We're gonna get to that. And there's a special version of that person that is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but we're gonna get to that later.
Right.
So some folks on social media also brought the smoke for Mariah, and I'm not going that far. So that's the end of that article. All right, so I know that when we do week in review, you generally go first. But because one of the things I have has to do with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump in.
Oh, no. Go ahead. How do you do?
You want to know what scuffs my Timbs?
No, tell me what messes up your Nike swoosh.
When people give a take on social media with their whole chest, and then once they realize that it wasn't the move, they try to pivot.
Wait a minute, say that again?
When people give a take on social media with their whole chest.
Yeah.
And then once they realize that that wasn't really the move.
Oh, yeah.
They try to pivot.
That's actually a specific tactic that a lot of bullshit debaters use. I forget the name of it, but it's where they say the most outlandish thing that's not really defensible, and then as soon as it gets pushed back, they retreat to a smaller claim to say that this is what I meant the whole time, and you guys had just took it what I said.
I'm glad you said that, because that comes up in this as well.
Yeah.
So
Jordan Peterson does that a lot, by the way. He does that a lot. He makes this outlandish thing, and then as soon as you try to nail him down on it, he retreats to a more defensible thing, and then says, "Oh, you just misunderstood what I meant by such and such." Yeah.
So my argument isn't that people can't ever be wrong. That's not the point I'm making. I want to make sure that's crystal clear, because that would be silly, right?
Not only would be silly, it would be unhinged to think as wrong as people are on an everyday basis.
Nigga, all of us be wrong.
Yeah.
We be wrong.
We be wrong.
To be human is to be wrong.
To be wrong as a motherfucker.
So that's not my argument. I want to make that clear, because as I was writing my notes, I could see that perspective potentially being grabbed from what I'm actually saying.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
The argument is not that you can't say anything on social media that happens to be wrong, and then somehow you realize that it's wrong. That's not the point I'm making. My argument is that it's social media, and we're not talking about a typo, right? So you pulled your phone out, opened this app, saw others talking about a thing. You processed what you saw others saying. You formed your own take.
Yes.
You potentially went through and engaged with other people in the comments.
Yes.
You hit the button to make your own new post.
Yes.
Then you type that bullshit out, and then you click post. Now, if that wasn't your process, especially the parts about processing and thinking, you've already fucked up. And I'm judging you for it. 100%. More annoying than the take itself is the ways that people respond after they realize they fucked up, right? We've often talked about the double down. The double down. The double down is dangerous, my guy.
The double down is diabolic,
nigga. Like, don't try your best to stay away from the double down. It's just not your friend normally. No. In most cases, it is not friendly.
Yeah.
You don't want to become acquainted with the double down. You don't want to be known as a double downer.
Yo, the fact that you double down on dumb is
nigga. Like, what is happening? So that's one. We talk about it all the time. I don't really need to explain what that is. Then there's what I call the slight pivot, where they don't really back off of their position, but they try to add something righteous to try to justify the take that they made.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then you also have the sarcastic position change, which is kind of self-explanatory, but we'll have examples of all of this in what I have. One of my favorites is when they just keep spam posting about everything but the take.
Yes.
As if they don't see everybody kicking their back in on the timeline. That one's hilarious to me.
It's a tactic.
That's the funniest one for me. There are more, but let's just get to these examples.
They're trying to bury the original shit.
Absolutely.
That's what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
By the way, odds are when they do that, at some point they're going to delete the original comment or whatever, unless it's in the main post.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you for gracing your presence this morning, PCG. You're very welcome, but I don't understand what the second one is for, because you spelled it right both times. Oh, no, you didn't. I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
I must be
BCC. Yeah. Baltimore Community College.
No, that's no. BGC was the first one. Not BCC.
It looked like that from my monitor.
That's because you got old. Never mind. Stop. So this first example. So let's start off with the woman that gave me that story to read. That
the Glorilla thing.
No, that was very terrible. Well, that's what she's talking about. But the girl that gave me the story to read, that very terrible, no good, very bad story.
Yeah.
To read that. I mean, it wasn't. I'm exaggerating. It wasn't that bad. It's just that it did not fit what she was trying to do was a Herculean task that she was not capable of doing. Basically.
Especially not in the space that she was trying to do it in. She's trying to make a short story.
Yeah.
And this was not going to work as a short story.
That part. And she ghosted me for providing the constructive criticism that
Which
she
is
asked for.
the wildest.
She hasn't blocked me. She didn't unfollow me or anything like that. She
She's
just
been ghosting.
never said anything else. Like completely quiet on all fronts.
I wonder if that would have happened had you said, "This is some of the best shit I've ever read."
I know, right? Crazy, right? So I opened up Blue Sky yesterday. And I see her quote tweeting her own post. Now, whenever I see that, I try to look at the original post first.
Yes.
She said, I think it's crazy to judge someone for private conversations that they're having with their mate, because talking shit is my love language and stupid, inappropriate jokes are always thrown in between my husband and me. And I wonder, how would you feel if private convos were analyzed publicly? Now,
I do have to take.
so wait. So with just that, I immediately disagree, and it's a red flag for her personality, but
It
not
is.
the craziest take that you can make in a vacuum.
Nope.
But then I read the quote tweet. And the quote tweet says, where is it? I get it. Everybody knows that jail calls are released to the public. No one ever says anything bad about other people just for the sake of roasting. And also, he should have stood on it and kept that energy by calling her ugly again when it was exposed. See, I listen. Sarcasm isn't your friend here, ma'am.
So, wow.
Sarcasm is not your friend here. But so, again, more context
her
coming.
Premise is flawed as a motherfucker.
Yes. more context coming. So she was talking about the Young Thug and Glorilla situation. I didn't realize that from the jump, but that's what she was talking about. Now, basically, matter of fact, I'll give you the other tweet that she made about this. That's the example of the slight pivot that I mentioned. Let me get to the screenshot.
You know, I have no problem with the pivot as long as you acknowledge that's what you're doing. My issue is when you attempt to make it seem like this is what you meant the entire time. See that? No, it wasn't. Acknowledge the part that's fucked and then say, okay, but how about if we see it? All right, because you've acknowledged that, yeah. But if you just say, no, see, you motherfuckers just don't understand. What's wrong with y'all that y'all didn't understand? That's gaslighting.
Here's the pivot. Here's the pivot. I still don't agree with y'all dragging this out over someone being called ugly. That's crazy. And I'm wondering how Glorilla is doing with the discourse of her looks being front and center. Of course, it's all good over here, but I'm sure it's not great on other platforms. Shut your ass. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because that's not what happened. Because you were defending Thug.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
by the way, can we just mention really quick that the reason people are talking shit in private is because they don't want the smoke that would come from saying that shit in public. So when it does get leaked to the public, they should be expecting the smoke because that's the reason they were saying it privately in the first place.
That's the part. So she tried to make it seem like her concern was for Glorilla, which does not make any sense. And is definitely not consistent with her first post.
No.
Let's dissect these posts. So first she reveals that she has a shitty personality, right? Keep in mind, she is a writer. Despite that story being terrible, she is an actual writer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen other of her work. She is a writer. If there's one thing she's intentional with, it's her words. It's her words.
In fact, sometimes a bit too intentional.
Sure.
Absolutely. At times, sure. You know what I saw.
I'll absolutely give you that.
Yeah, like so, there is no mistaking.
There was no gray area.
There
was no ambiguity.
No,
it is obvious what she was doing initially.
Yeah,
so
you were defending Thugger.
So I'm 100% taking her words at face value, which is why when she tried to reframe it, it didn't make sense. You were defending Thug, whether directly or indirectly.
Indirectly, yeah.
Then, in the beginning of her getting her back kicked in,
Keep going. I can hear you.
when in the beginning of her getting her back kicked in, when people were telling her there should have been no expectation of privacy on that phone call, instead of using common sense, she pulled research about some court case out of her ass. Now that sounds like one of these people who might possibly use like a chat GPT and not validate the output. Cause what do you mean? So when she said, I still don't agree with y'all dragging this out over someone being called ugly, blah, 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 blah. Somebody commented to her and said, you do realize that phone calls are recorded in jail, right? So here's the context that I'm talking about that you're avoiding common sense. Anybody who has ever been on either side of a prison call, jail call, you know that the calls are being recorded. It's common knowledge. This is not some surprise that, it's not some state secret or no shit like that. Like, they even portray this in movies. Now, I understand if people see movies and don't have the real experience, you might be skeptical because a lot of things in movies don't actually happen in real life. I'll give you that grace. But if you either have participated in one of those phone calls or are close to someone who has participated in one of those phone
I've been
calls,
in those phone calls.
you know that the shit is recorded.
No, there is no
zero expectation.
I have made the calls and I have gotten the call.
Right.
And I am telling you now.
Like, what are we talking about?
There is no expectation. No.
You're ignoring common sense and inserting research. She says, the person says, you do realize that phone calls are recorded in jail, right? She says, yes, but until recently, only the law was accessing them. The Ernesto Strawberry calls were the catalyst.
No, stop it. She didn't know that. That didn't come from. No, stop.
The Ernesto Strawberry calls were the catalyst for recorded calls even getting out to the public. There's a good chance he didn't know it could be publicly exposed because the law don't give a fuck who he believes is ugly. You're doing too much. You're trying to rationalize it instead of
now she's
thinking
citing,
like a human being.
She's citing case law
instead
of having the common knowledge that the average person should have, particularly if you come from these areas that we come from. You either have family members, friends, or know of people in your block that had dealings with the justice system in some sort of way. So miss me with all of that.
And then on top of just that common knowledge, right? He's a high-profile inmate.
Yeah.
And it was a RICO charge.
It's a RICO charge.
Anything that comes after that, as far as court cases or anything, those calls can be a part of.
Absolutely.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Yo,
you want to be obtuse.
That's exactly what she's being.
A little research.
Exactly.
It's like, oh shit, I fucked up. Let me see what the history of this is.
I did so I can be right at some point. So my unsourced, ridiculous defense of Young Thug can now seem valid in some way. Hey guys, I got a case law here.
Right. What the fuck? So that person that she made that comment to quoted her response and said, "We've heard leaked phone calls before from high-profile people. The point is, you're acting like inmates have privacy.
They don't, though.
They
really don't.
Inmates are not even citizens.
Right.
You can't even have sex in jail legally because you can't give consent.
Right.
Stop
now, hold
it.
up. No one is saying that it doesn't happen.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're just saying.
Legally, it is considered rape because you can't give consent.
Bro, slavery has been abolished except for the convicted felon.
That part. Number 13. So, my issue with that is, as someone who purports to be pro-black, you would know about the 13th Amendment
Absolutely.
And therefore, you would know about the lack of rights that these people have. And therefore, you would know that they can't consent and all this other type stuff.
They don't have
and therefore, you would know that expectation of privacy does not apply to them.
And you wouldn't have
That's separate from just knowing the calls are recorded.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you wanted to be right.
She wanted to find a way to wring that rag so she ends up right.
Yeah.
At some way. So in other words, and I see people do this all the time with other things as well, with the whole let's agree to disagree shit. Look, one of y'all is right and one of y'all wrong.
Right.
Now, whether you choose to acknowledge the fact that you were wrong, that's something entirely different. But the reality is, once public opinion get their hands on it, they're going to look and see, oh, yo, you right here was out of your mind over here, right? The fact is, you tried to defend young Hoodlum, and it didn't go well for you.
Not at all.
It didn't go well for you.
They digging at her back. I made a quote tweet too. She didn't respond.
She didn't respond. Of course she did.
Of course.
She's not talking to you right now.
No, she's not. Yeah, she's not talking to me. But somebody else quote tweeted her original take on this. And
to bring her back to with the it makes sense.
Yeah, and said, nah, stand on that shit. If I said it, then I meant it. That be the problem now, because why call someone ugly if you don't really think they ugly? That unprovoked hater shit is the problem, not the talking shit in general. Her response was, he probably believes she is ugly, and you want him to come out and double down calling a woman ugly? See, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
I don't know why you decided to take that. Like that's dumb.
She said that's the better option. I'm not saying we should forgive him. I'm saying this shit was not news. Imagine people having a public convo about your looks and ugly is consistent in it. And the person responds to her, it's just weird having empathy only because you got caught.
Ryan says, pile of poo with grass and rubble for sprinkles misrepresented as a cake. Pretty much. Listen, first of all, the reality of the situation is it did get out.
Yeah.
Like we can play the what if it never did shit until the cows come home. The reality is it did get out. And the reason he thought he was saying this to her is that he didn't think it would be put out. Even though he knows his shit's being recorded, he probably just didn't think that this would leak somehow. It did. And the very thing he was trying to avoid, which is why he would never say that shit in public like that, he got. And he would have expected to get. So I don't know why everybody's acting all crazy about the fact that he caught smoke for saying that shit, because there's a reason why he thought he was saying it to her just between those two.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he never said this before on his social media posts, he never said this before when he was home on an interview, he never said it in a bar that he wrote on the song, never did none of that shit. It's a reason for that. So take this ass whipping because you knew this was coming if somebody heard you say that.
That part.
So you might as well just take it. Take it, shut the fuck up. And also, for future reference, when you're facially challenged,
yikes.
When you look like Earthworm Jim,
yikes.
That shit about you talk about other motherfuckers and stuff like that, no bueno. Especially, we got too many pictures of Glorilla. We got too many pictures of her. Look, everybody doesn't take a good shot. True. Sometimes you take a good shot, you take a good pick here, bad pick there. All of that. Yeah. I've seen enough pictures of Glorilla go, she not ugly, B.
Yeah,
so like all that.
I wouldn't.
Nah.
I'm just not willing to go that far.
It's absurd. Like, it's absurd.
It's absolutely absurd.
But the question still remains: what did you stand to lose by just acknowledging? Yeah, you know what? You guys are right on that. Yeah, I was thinking one way, but it's the other. It's the other. Like, what do you lose by saying that? Again, I've said this on numerous occasions, and I stand on it. My credibility is worth more to me than my opinion, because opinions can change, and opinions are not all the time rooted in exact facts.
That part.
It's rooted in perception a lot of the times, and you may have a little bit of facts to start you off with, but you don't have the whole picture.
Mhm.
So why sacrifice your credibility, which is something that you have to hold on with you for a lifetime, for a momentary fleeting opinion about some shit? It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
Absolutely not. Like, not at all. And I just don't understand the point. I don't know. Again, you could have just shut the fuck up.
Yo, it's always available. As a matter of fact, it's open 24 hours. Shutting the fuck up is open 24/7. It's literally
100%.
open 24/7.
Yep.
Like, you can make that choice. There are reasons why. Like, there was a time, and I'm reminded of this every time these memories on Facebook come on. There was a time when I was pontificating on quite a bit of things on a regular basis. Y'all don't see me doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Every so often, I'll toss a little opinion out there about some shit that's happening, and then I go about my business, promote my comic book shit, or some music shit that somebody else is doing, or whatever, right? Because I have learned that the whole world doesn't need to know your thoughts. And when you have good thoughts, right, and you are creative, a lot of times it's best to put that into creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it into creativity, right? This podcast is part of my creativity.
Absolutely.
So I offer thoughts, opinions on here and all of that shit. But social media is not really part of my creativity as much as it's a part of my promotion of my creativity.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So in that, I have just witnessed way too many times, people getting caught up in their words and the shit they say on social media to not have learned from it. Like, I be seeing y'all fucking up. Y'all be fucking up a lot. And some of the stuff that you didn't even start out a fuck up, or it didn't have to stay there.
Yeah.
It's the double down.
The double down.
Fucked up all the time. Like, all of us are going to say things that are factually incorrect from time to time. We're going to have a certain skewed perspective on something that maybe everybody else can see the other side of it. We didn't. But when people then check you for it and say, hey, not necessarily because blah, 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 and you don't have a reasoned retort for why that doesn't apply to what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
doubling down is just stupid. And at the end of the day, it lessens you. It really does. It lessens you in the eyes of people who you obviously give a fuck what they think about you. That's obvious. Or you wouldn't have did this other shit.
That part. None of that extra shit would have happened.
None of that shit would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I can tell when a motherfucker don't give a fuck.
Negative.
Because they'll post some shit. They'll say what the fuck they said, and they go, I said what I said. Argue with your mama.
That part.
They're not interested in having no conversation with you about some other. They not. They standing on that. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit you saying. Right, wrong, indifferent. They don't care. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of y'all don't be doing that though. Most of y'all present like you're willing to have a back and forth, but when the back and forth come, you pull these, I consider rather dishonest debate tactics. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You made this wild ass statement, and the moment you got checked for it, you realize that that particular ground it's not a good place to defend. So you try to retreat back to a more defensible, that you think is more defensible, but all it looks like after you've done that a few times is your gaslighting.
That part.
That's all it looks like.
That part.
That's all it looks like.
So this next example, because motherfuckers have been loving to do this thing, particularly this week for some reason.
Oh, you didn't know it was a holiday this week?
Apparently, my guy, this shit's been crazy. So this one was just weird. Really, really, really weird. The entire situation.
They're all weird.
Nah, nigga, this is different. You won't trust me when I say this is different. Nigga. So some lady exposed some dude for being a stalker.
Good for her.
I'm gonna let that ruminate.
Good for her. These niggas the fuck up out of here.
And a piece of shit, right? So.
Oh yeah, great for her. Get the fuck out.
That could have been its own topic, right? But I'll recap.
Okay.
So she called dude out. She posted a screenshot of his profile and partially explained what he did. Now, the reason she posted the screenshot is because she blocked him afterwards. So tagging him wouldn't have worked. She couldn't have tagged him. She blocked him. This was an attempt to spread awareness about
who this motherfucker is, right?
Right. Because this is somebody that is relatively popular in Black Sky. So, spread awareness, let these people know who they talking to.
Y'all gotta do better. All I'm gonna say to you, but I guess I can't even really say that to you because the unhinged thinking that you have.
Yeah, is it really a possibility?
Right. Of course you're gonna do this. Of course you are. Of course you are.
So the post got a lot of quotes, as expected, as it should have. Mm-hmm. It did its job. It spread the awareness about dude, right? So a bunch of the quotes were from people who interact with dude. Like they had no idea about the stalker thing. So they're like, oh shit, really? Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, blah, blah, blah. Now, one of his mutuals tagged him and was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Because most people's reactions were, and it's one of the reasons I love Black Sky, is he was like, oh, for real? Fuck him.
Yeah. Yep.
He out of here.
Yep.
That was most people's reaction. But this, because different people communicate with people to different levels, right? Some people you might just see them every now and then and might like a post. Some people might interact with this person every day on the app. So different people gonna have different reactions. I'm guessing one of his closer mutuals was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
what are you doing, nigga?
What is happening? Speak on this shit, right?" Well, he proceeds to give the most non-accountable response he possibly could. Well, no, not that he possibly could. Let me rein that in a little bit. Not that he possibly could. He wasn't completely dismissive and flippant about it. That's not exactly what happened. But it was a version of that. He says, quote, already talked about this 7 months ago. Already did this. I was a bitch ass nigga in my 20s. I'm in my 30s. I can't control if people still want to see me in the light I'm no longer in. Block and mute me as needed. But the problem with that is he quotes the time that he's referencing. Like he said, I've already addressed this. And then he quotes to
you're acting like this was something in the 20s.
But wait. He quotes. He says I already addressed this, and then he quotes him addressing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is him addressing it. It's a conversation that goes back. This is the first part of that conversation.
Okay.
He made a post. He is not replying to anyone. He is not quote tweeting anybody. He made this post. He is the original poster. He says, she ain't mad at you, G. She overstimulated. Back up, but not too far, but close enough. You not smothering, but far enough she feel free, yet close enough she don't feel abandoned. ADHD, broken dopamine. So somebody quoted him on some bullshit, admittedly. Somebody quoted him on some bullshit, and he responded to them. He said, "You sound like you're neurotypical. Neurodivergent people." Oh, my bad. I have the. So somebody responded to him and said, I hate dealing with people like this. Use your words to speak up. It's not that hard. So he quotes and says, you sound neurotypical. Neurodivergent people do speak up in detail. And you also have to keep in mind, patriarchy is still a parasite that exists. So women not feeling comfortable enough to speak up, when historically that gets them killed, add on ADHD, and yeah, you just got to leave them be. So somebody comments to him and said, also, it's a woman. Also, if I'm overstimulated, that means I'm having difficulty processing everything around me. If I can't functionally process just existing, how in the fuck am I supposed to process and articulate in that moment? He responds back, important. That's why self-awareness is key. But you have to do the work. When I realized I was a fuck nigga, thinking he was a good dude, I got off Twitter, I got into therapy, I stopped dating for 4 years, and went through the process of who I am today. But I wanted to be better, not just look better. Do I still fuck up? Of course. Do I still miss obvious lessons? Yes. Do I make the same mistakes? Fuck no. Why? Because I wanted to be better, not just rebrand and try to cozy up to motherfuckers who didn't know who I used to be. And in the same vein, not allow who I used to be to define who I am. Sir, that's it. So, you didn't explain shit.
No.
You didn't tell anybody what you did. You didn't show you making amends to anybody.
You tried to give this eloquent, basically, this is Gishka lot.
Yes. I don't see him saying anything about what he did.
He has not addressed what he did.
Or who he actually was that he's reformed from. This wasn't even in response to somebody calling him out. That thing that he quoted, that he linked to, went back to an original post that he made that had nothing to do with any allegations. Yeah. So people obviously weren't buying this, right? Then the nigga responds to someone. Oh, nigga. Again, this isn't about him. That's right. How crazy the situation is. Right. What we're about to talk about is not about him. But I gotta add this part in because the nigga responds to somebody asking him, did you really stalk them girls? Right?
Answer that.
Let's get into that. His response was, quote, how can I stalk somebody that gave me their address? Now, the reason that I keep saying he's responding to somebody, he's quoting somebody, is because, and I have his exact words, and not those people, is because on Blue Sky, if you quote or reply to someone and they block you, nobody can see what you're replying to. So they have all blocked him since between the time that it happened and the time that I got the screenshot. So I don't have the exact words for the people, but I have his exact words. Anyway, dude, also...
How can you stalk someone who gave you their address? I have an answer. Easier.
It's much easier. It's so much easier. Like, what are we talking about here? So, there was more back and forth that night. Not too much, but there were people holding him accountable, and he was just slipping.
Of course. Slipping punches.
Yeah, so...
Slipping punches. Like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, basically. Eventually, he went on to say this was his last time addressing it, which he didn't actually address, but whatever. You know.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to say this is his last time on Blue Sky, but no.
Nah, nigga, he said it was his last time addressing it, whatever. All right, so during this time, there was another guy who was absolutely holding him accountable. Like, every time he would say something that wasn't really an answer, dude would come back with like, nah, bro.
He was like, but what about them Epstein files?
Basically. He was like, nah, bro, what does this mean? Because you're not saying yes or no. You're being extremely vague. What the fuck are you saying? He was basically like, yo, I feel like he was like, that 7-8 months ago that you talking about, we wasn't mutuals back then. So I couldn't address that. But now, when this shit comes up, I'm here with you. I can address this shit now. What the fuck is going on, basically? He was on his neck.
Destiny arrives.
He was on his neck like he should be, but then
Trying to hold a nigga accountable, but it's
but
hard
then
to
no,
hold
wait, no,
accountable.
no. This is a plot twist. Then it all went downhill.
Wait a minute.
The next morning,
Then it went downhill.
yes,
'Cause
nigga.
this is
No, trust
pretty
me.
much
No, trust me. Then the next morning, dude that was holding him accountable
Mhm.
decided to make a post.
Mm.
Let me see. Do we have them in here or? Okay. He says, last night's shenanigans got me wondering if we truly believe in redemption arcs. All right. First off, my guy, what the fuck are you doing? And the problem, before I continue, because there's much more. Before I continue, my issue with this nigga is you're far more concerned with your thought experiment
Yep.
than you are with the facts on the ground.
Yep.
Which is interesting because you're a poli-sci major. At least that's what it's saying in his bio. And based on his tweet, his post prior to that, it seemed like he was on some shit, like some on the right side of a lot of shit. And
He might be.
the way he was holding the dude accountable looked like he was on the right side of some shit.
He might be.
But then he comes back with this fucking thought experiment.
Yeah.
Fucking thought experiment. Last night's shenanigans got me wondering if we truly believe in redemption arcs. Not for the victims of abuse. You're allowed to hate that motherfucker forever. I want to be clear, nothing I'm saying should be applied to rapists and pedophiles.
I'm allowed to hate
anybody. Nigga.
What you talking about?
I want to be clear, nothing
Whatever
I'm saying should be applied to rapists and pedophiles. I don't have the full thread of this. So that happened, right? Niggas went in on this motherfucker because what the fuck are you talking about, sir? So, blah blah blah.
So he doesn't realize that the other guy purposely obfuscating and not answering questions and saying what actually happened shows that there is no redemption arc there that ends with a happy ending of how now the Punisher brings flowers to all of the family members of the criminals he killed. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
He does realize that him not directly addressing the things he's being accused of shows that there has been no redemption arc worth speaking of.
Yeah. So somebody says to him, I don't think the majority. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find this person's quote.
Blue skies falling on me.
That would be very, very, very fortuitous because I can actually read what was said. I mean, I still can't read. I'll explain in a second why I can't read dude shit.
You can read.
No, not really. It's actually off the side. I'm just really good at pattern recognition.
Got you.
What's his name? All right, so hopefully, dude, this is from I think yesterday.
It's always funny when motherfuckers obviously have never looked at a mirror. I'm just looking at some shit, and there was a callback in my head to Young Thug. And I'm looking at one of these articles, the actual picture article, like, yo, it's funny, motherfuckers they never looked in the mirror or something. Been around, call motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's a little funny.
Yo, it's funny that the dude that I'm looking for, he at some point, I guess he was referring to dude that we're talking about. He said, what if 2025 is everyone's villain origin story?
No. Let's dismiss that immediately. 2025 is not everyone's villain origin story. It's not. It's really not. Some of you were villains before 2020. Listen, I did keep it real with you. Some of you were pieces of shit before 2025. Is a lot of fuck shit happening in 2025. To be clear, right? But this was not the year that you were a funky motherfucker. You was a funky motherfucker before this.
Hilarious.
You was already not using deodorant. You was already just saying, like, we not gonna blame the admittedly fucked up shit that's been happening in 2025 on why you a piece of shit. Because all of you pieces of shit already existed before this.
That's hilarious.
We not doing that. I know what you're trying to know. Because again, you're trying to offload responsibility for you being a piece of shit. And you can't. Look, we can talk about society being an environment, this being an environmental thing. I have no problem with that at all, because I do know that environmental settings will affect your ass. That does not absolve you of any responsibility for that shit. It just don't. You know why? Because there are too many good people in the world who at one time were bad. So the idea of being able to do the work to fix that shit, absolutely valid. Absolutely valid. And you choosing not to,
that's an indictment on you.
That's an indictment on you, right?
100% on you, because it's possible.
It's entirely possible.
This nigga. I wonder if they have a search function, because I've never used their search function. Do they? Oh, search posts. Okay. Let me say. I don't think the majority. No, I can't find it. Either it's because, well, I'll explain why in a second. So he basically is saying, like, the majority of people, no, you're not going to. What do you mean redemption? They're not going to accept. I just can't see what he's saying for, because that screenshot cuts off.
Right.
So dude responds to them, quote tweets him and says, "You just got to wander the desert, I guess. There's no clear answer but from what I gather, you're right. The majority doesn't believe in redemption arcs. I think it's just like in movies." So he starts getting his back kicked in. People are like, "Yo, it's still happening." like dude is still doing dude is still doing the things that he said.
Are you speaking of?
Which like
is it the McDonald's arches?
He says, "Oh shit, I just got a DM. Now I just feel stupid." Somebody else says, "Yeah, it's still happening." He says, "Damn, now I'm getting more DMs saying that it's still happening. So I guess everyone was right." So someone says to him, "Apologize in a thread, just like you threaded for Jack and the Bean stalking." Yo, Jack and the Bean stalking?
Wait a minute, what?
Jack, apologize in the thread like you threaded for Jack and the Bean stalking. Apologize to all the women who jumped on that butterbean because you breached all of our trust.
Woo!
He says, "Sure, I can do that. Allow me a moment to draft it." He says, "Listen, there's no hard feelings to anyone who decides to block for what I just did. I completely understand. I knew what I just said would be unpopular. It was more for me. As I stated earlier, I want to believe people can change." And he yeeted himself off of the platform. His profile no longer exists.
Yeet. Listen, sir, you could have kept that to yourself.
All of it.
Like, I mostly said that for myself, then you should have kept it to yourself. This isn't music. This isn't a story you wrote that you decided to share, but you really wrote it for yourself. No, you could have kept this to yourself, and you wouldn't be Jey Uso'd off of the goddamn Blue Sky. Like, again, there are times when I'm hesitant to overly judge people who I don't know because I don't know them.
That part.
But there are times where some shit is just painfully obvious. And again, it's just funny to me how this axiom keeps revealing itself over and over about how you can just shut the fuck up.
You can always shut the fuck up.
Keeps reaffirming itself.
This is like that scene in Infinity War where they all around Thanos, they doing the teamwork thing, they get them all hemmed up, they get the glove, it's almost off, and then Star-Lord's like, no, you
didn't. No, you didn't.
It's like, nigga, you were on the right side. You were on the right side. Out of everybody communicating with Jack and the Beanstalking, that's what his name is for now and forevermore. Out of everybody communicating with Jack and the Beanstalking that night, this nigga was the main nigga holding him accountable, forcing him to give real answers. Now, because you forced him, we don't believe them.
Yes.
Right? But you still got the actual answers out of him, like an actual answer.
He was Iron Man. He was Iron Man. He was leading the charge, like on some Civil War shit, right? And then he just became Star-Lord overnight.
Bruh.
We almost got this off.
back. Like, no! What are you doing?
Dude over there, I had to. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Woo!
Yeah, bro. I just.
Oh, yo, you apes, right? Like, there's a side of me that despises you. My distaste for you is Brody-Nakian, right? Right. But there is a other side, man, where y'all some of the most entertaining
motherfuckers that could possibly exist. Especially because, you know, what you did. All right. Damn it. I got to bring it back to sincerity now. So what you did absolutely is going to have a psychological effect on the women that are on the platform who were cool with you, and especially the ones that saw you holding dude accountable.
Yeah.
And then you come back with this bullshit. Because the response of, I guess you just got to wander the desert. What the fuck are you talking about, sir? Why would you say something?
I just don't understand. I don't understand why he thought that was the thing that. What happened that made you go and do that?
So here's the thing. So my message to him. Do I have mine on here?
We believed in you. We was rooting for you.
Oh, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay. So my message to him, not message to him. I quote tweeted him as well. And if I can, did I put it in my screenshot?
I do have a speculation question about that. Is it possible that the reason his energy shifted is because this is so out of left field compared to what he had been doing previously? Did him and that man sit down, have a talk?
It's possible. It's possible that he was convinced. It's possible that he was convinced. Which
the problem I have with that though is I don't have a problem with somebody being convinced when new information is added to the thing, but that any new information doesn't change the fact that in that particular space he was not being forthcoming about whether or not he was doing that.
That part, the fact that I had to drag it out of, like, let's say that, because this is 100% possible, right? Let's say Jack and the Beanstalking was actually reformed, right? Actually reformed. And he wasn't still doing that shit to this day like a bunch of women were saying.
Right. But they
why would you believe the women?
Yeah.
So let's say that he was actually reformed, right?
Right.
It is possible that it was a dark enough time for him, and he was embarrassed enough that he would react this way, right?
Yes.
Now, there are certain things that he said that makes that unlikely, like the whole "how can you stalk someone who gives you their address?"
That shows
That's
that you
wild.
don't even accept no responsibility for the shit you did
at all.
Yeah.
So there are other things. All right, so let me go back to these screenshots because I think I screenshot it.
How did you stalk somebody that gave you the address?
That's
easier,
wild.
Nigga. That's how easier.
Yo said he was a habitual phone blower upper.
Habitual phone blower upper.
That was his own words about himself. And I guess, like, nigga, you don't understand that falls under the category of stalking?
That is stalking.
Yo said the reason that he wasn't answering directly is because he doesn't want to invalidate anybody's experience. Because if a woman says that you stalked her, then you stalked her. But
no, that doesn't change. Nope.
But nigga,
that does
here's
not
the
track.
thing.
That does not track. Nope.
If a coworker of mine, because to be clear, I say this all the time, I ain't got no power. My power, I'm an avatar.
It's funny.
I am Moon Knight. I am Black Panther.
It's funny.
Like I don't have the power. I am He-Man. I don't have the power myself. So there are people who have to listen to me, but not because I'm in charge of them. It's because I will Mjolnir. That's why they have to listen. It's not me that they have to listen to, but they have to listen to me, right? So if one of these people says that I did something that I didn't do, or said that I didn't do something that I was supposed to do, it is not then upon me, because I hold power over them, to not say that I didn't do the thing they're accusing me of, because I don't want to invalidate that. No, you fuckwad. If you didn't do it, you didn't
do it.
It's that simple. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. Don't put that shit on your jacket for no reason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You did the shit. You just want to play semantics. Real reason.
Yeah, that's the real.
You want to play semantics. I was a habitual phone blower upper. That's a stalker, nigga. What the fuck do you mean?
You trying to find all these different terms that nobody uses ever in life for to just describe something that we very simply know as stalking. I find you detestable. I find you so remarkably human that it disgusts me. It's like, come on, bro. Come on.
Right. So, yeah,
and again, the whole idea that he did not accept responsibility, and indeed, not even low key, was trying to defend his actions by saying, "How can you stalk someone that gave you their address?" That saying that in and of itself disqualifies all his other pretense of I've changed. I walked through. The reason I smell like smoke is because I walked through fire. All that Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey bullshit that he tried to come with previously to say, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not that guy anymore. But then you went and defended that guy, at least his actions. Maybe you could defend the guy himself as a human, but defend those actions. You went, if you're truly trying to make separation between you and those actions, then you separate yourself now from the asshole back then that did those things by calling that asshole out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't try to hedge your bets because a part of you was still that guy and you feeling those blows. Like, nah, B, if you have completely disavowed that behavior and have actually done the work where you're no longer doing shit like that, you should have zero problem like most of the people I know that have been addicted to something, and they, talk about their past addictions and the things that they did, they are very clear about the type of things that they engaged in, how wrong it was, and who they hurt. Very clear, right? So all of this obfuscation you doing, this petty fogging you doing, it tells us what you won't say.
Yeah.
And what you won't say is that you haven't changed all that much. You still have validations for the things you did. You think they were wrong when they were accusing you of these things. You still have some sort of animus towards the fact that you were accused of that, and you don't entirely see the part you played in that. Part. That's all that is. That's all that is.
So what I quote tweeted dude who committed Blue Sky Harikari.
Blue Sky.
So again, his original post was, last night's shenanigans got me wondering if we really believe in redemption arcs. Not for victims of abuse. You're allowed to hate that motherfucker forever. I said, sigh. This is the exact reason why. The way your question was phrased wasn't taken well. Then you got DM proof. Then someone tells you the apology needs to be as loud as the offense, and you apologize that way. Can you blame anyone if they question your sincerity?
Yes. That was an open-ended question. I know you didn't expect an answer for him, so I'll just answer for him. Just view his behavior.
Yeah, apparently he does expect that. But again, he's gone now. So,
but is he though?
He closed his whole account, my guy. There was this one dude on here. I ain't got time to get to it, but he was on some bullshit and he just stopped posting for like a month and a half.
Then he came back.
He came back yesterday. But I ain't got time.
That guy could still be on Blue Sky.
Oh, absolutely. You can have a burner or something. 100%. But I'm just saying, the nigga deleted this entire profile.
I would just some advice to some of you guys. Like, I've long since accepted the fact that the internet is the town square. The internet is. We were sitting on the porch talking. That's what the internet is.
Mm-hmm.
Internet is. We was back there in the alley. That's what the internet is. Now, that's what it's been for years now. I think our inability to accept that, to try to delineate those things there with quote unquote real life. If the internet isn't happening in real life, where is it happening?
Right.
I've told you motherfuckers this before. The people with all these ill-ass takes and this foul-ass behaviors are your neighbors.
Yep.
Your family members.
They exist in real life.
Your teachers. There's a guy that gave you a dirty look because he felt like you cut him off in traffic. These are the same motherfuckers that are online saying all this racist bullshit. Online saying all this sexist bullshit. Online just being complete pests and making spectacles of themselves because in real life, they're assholes. That's what it is. I do wonder, when a guy comes back after white knighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then comes back and says, do we really believe in
right?
Like,
these are real people and people are complicated, right?
People are very complicated.
People being complicated. I don't want that to be lost in what I'm saying, right? People are absolutely complicated. It is absolutely possible. Like, we are assuming that he had a conversation off of the skyline with dude that he got convinced from, right? That's our assumption.
We're trying to find the connection point. We don't know for certain that's what happened.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that this nigga is really just a both sides motherfucker. Like,
but it just seems.
It just don't seem. Yeah,
his passion for making homeless accountable.
That part. That part. So I mean,
unless he fully committed to the role, sometimes you got to fully commit.
Yeah, I mean the performance is important. But anyway, all right, I got to speed run this. All right, so Fuck. I have so much left. Working on this project, I'm working on at work. So fucking bittersweet. So on the one hand, I love collaboration. I want the
I
company.
know you did. I know that about you.
I also want the company to catch up to Martin Day, since that means more stability, which means
Good luck.
more job stability.
Good luck with that.
And I love implementing new things, right? On the other hand, there are some annoying fucking people that I have to deal with. There's this inherent pressure.
I resent that remark.
I mean, sure, you too. There is this inherent pressure that I have to get this shit up and running. It's mostly self-imposed. The only pressure my boss has put on me is indirect, because she's as annoyed with the other people as I am. So one of the people who we have to work with is the nicest person in the world. And that's not helpful in this situation at all. They have this thing where they're either so spread thin that they don't take the time to fully think about things we're working on, or they're not liking our solutions and therefore feigning ignorance, or they're just not good at comprehension. It's one of the three. I'll give you an example. So there's a part of the application that doesn't directly translate from the way we are currently doing things to the way that the platform we're implementing does things. There was always going to be things like that, of course, no problem. I'm a problem solver. We found a potential solution to the part of it that affects this person that I referenced. Because I knew it wasn't ideal for them, I talked to them on the phone, explaining in detail what the fix was. The fix that was available to us at that time, what it was. The problem was basically that there's a form that needed to be signed to authorize a step in our process. There was no way to do that exactly during the application. The suggestion given to me by the people who operate the platform was to have the forms hosted on our website so that we can link to them through the application and have a checkbox on the application acknowledging that the person read and accepts those terms. That section was the last section of input on the application, which is right above two other disclaimers that require check marks. Then the entire app is signed. That way, we still get authorization and we didn't have to add any extra steps to the application process. Before I go on, does anything in that explanation sound like those forms themselves are being signed?
No.
Okay. His response was, okay, that sounds good. Let's do a test run to see how that turns out. Nigga! So, as I was looking to set that situation up, I needed a good copy of the forms. I got that from one of his coworkers. Then to clarify, before I went through the trouble of implementing this fix, I sent an email to both of them with the following message. Thank you for the documents. I wanted to be clear about what's going on. Our configuration in the new platform does not allow for a prospect to sign forms while doing the application. A workaround suggested by them is to have any disclosures and authorizations posted as PDF files on our website and to link to them from the application. Once the prospect reads it, they then would have to check the checkbox on the application. There would be no signed form to show you guys. Is this okay? There was no room for misinterpretation. His response? I believe Debbie was going to send another test report over. I'm a visual learner, so seeing the process in action will be helpful to determine if compliance requirements are met. Motherfucker, I just told you in explicit detail what the process was.
He didn't understand that.
So I then...
I get it now. English isn't his native.
It is.
No, we live in a country full of immigrants.
No.
Not wrong.
No,
but
English.
We live in like
hilarious. English is his first language.
You sure?
Yes. So I then did a fake application so I could take screenshots of the process and send them to him. Are we surprised at this point that he still didn't respond directly? He says, thanks for sending this over. It helps me understand the process better. I tried calling you and Debbie, but I was told you guys had left for the day. This was the Friday before the holiday. I was told you guys had left for the day. We would like to schedule a call with you guys early next week after the holiday to discuss further. Are you guys available on Wednesday for a call? Yep. If so, what time works best for you? Motherfucker! So because I'm not a dumbass, I get to start working on a new fix. Because clearly this one is not acceptable. Even though he wouldn't fucking say it. The reason I didn't choose this fix in the first place, though, was because it adds another step to the application process. I was trying to add as few steps as possible to make the shit streamlined. Someone in our company will now have to send something to the person who applied after they finish their application, but before the application can begin being processed. So it just adds another step. The more steps you add to a process, the more ways you introduce for it to potentially go wrong.
Right.
So I figured out how to do it. The only thing left was getting approval from my boss because I know she feels the same way I do about adding additional steps. As I was about to get out of my seat and talk to her, my phone rings. It's dude. Hey, so if the way you guys have implemented this, it's not really going to work. We absolutely need the signature on the actual form. No shit. The way that I wanted to cuss him out so bad at that moment, you have wasted about a week because you couldn't comprehend the 3 times that I told you there would be no signed form for you to view.
What was that shit Star-Lord said in the first Guardians? Oh no, the second Guardians. But he was like, "You are wasting a lot of time here."
Yo, everything doesn't require a scheduled fucking meeting.
No, it really doesn't.
It does not. Hey, I had this fixed. There's no signed form. Does that work for you? Yes or no?
We don't need a whole meeting for you to say yes or no.
And I said that same thing in 3 different ways. And every time his direct response to me saying it was, I think we should look at it.
Answer the question. Yo, honestly, does he have friends? He's looking for some sort of human engagement.
Maybe.
Bro, because
it's possible. And my experience with him throughout the years has been, okay, let's set up a meeting. No! We don't need to set up a meeting for this particular thing.
I think I know what has to happen
there. It got to a point where we were having meetings for nothing. And my boss got really upset about that.
This is what it is, bro. I think what has to happen is I'm going to make you a shirt. It's going to say on there explicitly, "Hi, my name is James. I tolerate you."
That's hilarious.
I don't want to be around you.
No, we don't need
more than I have to.
Ever.
And I'm going to form shape and try to make it get the verbiage just right.
Nope. That's good enough. Simple. This is how simple this could have gone. Hey, does this work?
No.
We really need the signature on the form. Boom. Stop overcomplicating things.
Or, yes. He could have just said yes.
Right. Then I told him about the fix. He was ecstatic. I told him I needed to get it approved.
Ecstatic,
but
elated either.
Nigga, he probably did cartwheels. I told him I just needed to get it approved, and yeah. So moving on to the people who run the platform.
Who did you need to get it approved by?
You said, what did I just told her?
Who did you need to get it approved by?
Oh, my boss.
Oh.
I just need to run it by her because, like, she agrees with me that we don't want to add a bunch of extra fucking stuff.
You don't need a meeting.
Yeah, there was no meeting. I literally stepped up from my chair, walked 10 feet. Hey, this is what we have to do. The way we had it, he don't like it. I know it adds another step, but this is the only way we can do it.
So y'all didn't do a meeting to discuss that?
No.
Nobody was there taking minutes?
No.
No.
She said, damn it. Okay, fine. That's it.
I think some people just they like meetings, yo.
Yeah, bro.
It's
completely unnecessary. Like he had a whole call set up with like the company and another company.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So
you are wasting a lot of time.
That part. So I didn't even put that part in my notes. So after I told him about the new solution, and I told him I had to get it approved and I would let him know. He sends me an email the next day. Hey, I had a call with your boss. She approved the thing that you were talking about, but I still have this meeting with such and such. Is there anything that you want that could possibly be put into this meeting? All right, there's this one thing, this very small thing. There's a question mark in this field by default. Does that need to be there? No, okay, I'll put that on the notes for the meeting. Sir, What the fuck?
He said, "Oh, stop. He said, "Okay, that's one of the things we'll discuss."
Like, if the reason you set up this meeting, the reason he set up the meeting that he was going to is because of the problem that I had just fixed. So instead of calling off the meeting, he was asking me if I had anything else that he could discuss with them to justify having a meeting.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, moving on to the people who run the platform. So the fix was accepted, but it required a feature on the platform that our contact never actually told us how to use. I had to find it on my own. You can upload things to be in a library, and you can send people things from that library to sign. There's another feature, though, that lets you speed that process up by letting you make packets that you can send instead of having to send the individual things one by one.
Right.
I set up both features. When I went to send the packet, I got an error that there were no documents in the packet. That is despite there absolutely being documents in the packet. Right. And the documents absolutely existing, since I was able to send them one by one.
Right.
I sent our contact an email explaining all of this in detail, literally step by step, because I wanted to make sure I didn't make a mistake on my part. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my fault.
Right.
1, I told her that I imported the PDFs. 2, I sent her a screenshot of them being successfully imported. 3, I mentioned that I can send them individually. 4, I sent a screenshot of me sending them individually. 5, I told her that trying to send the packet gives an error. 6, I sent a screenshot of the error. What did she say back? I just took a moment to review. I was able to see that the document did get published to this prospect. Were you able to get this document published to her through the packet? Man. The response to everything you just sent me is in the message you're responding to.
Right.
I sent her basically that back. Then she tried to gaslight me. She gave me another way to do what I was trying to do, which was helpful, and then added in that it looks like I clicked the wrong thing. So I politely informed her that with screenshots, again, that I indeed clicked the right thing and that there must be some type of glitch in your system. Because who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Apparently, you.
Because we're not doing this particular thing. You wanted to go one way.
Oh shit! Keep going. I can.
Oh my god, them damn cats. But yeah, and she's terrible. Like, I like. Okay, we figured this out. I have another issue that I want to resolve. It looks like this is the same situation that will solve that issue as well. Is there a better way? Is there a way to do something else? I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't got time to go into the email. I asked like 4 or 5 questions. She responds to me, yes, this is a good way to do it. Doesn't answer any of the other questions. So we'll see how that ends up. Like I said, I'm hoping to get all of this up and running before the baby comes, because I'll be out for a while once the baby comes. So we'll see how that works out. But the way that these motherfuckers that I have to deal with in order to get this up and running are acting, it's gonna be a tight window. All right, on to Wedding Watch, which is my last thing. On to Wedding Watch. I'm glad that I didn't go last now, because this being last would have ended this on a sour note. So yeah. I'm glad that I didn't go last. But anyway, so the reason that today's episode is short is dealing with Wedding Watch. I have to go to the bridal party. I have to, for some reason, I'm needed. I don't understand why.
I don't understand why you needed there.
I think it's some type of game that they want to play that I'm needed for, or some shit. I don't know. Also to help bring the stuff. What up, McKenna? Help bring the stuff home.
Hey, McKenna.
The stuff home because bridal shower. They're going to be giving her gifts and all that other shit. So that part makes sense. I need to help load her truck up and all that other good shit. So that part makes sense.
Load it up. Get a plate.
No, nigga. Apparently they want me for something else, so I don't. But yes, that would be ideal. Like if I could just pull up, grab my plate, load the shit up, and Dipset. Oh, that'd be great.
Dipset.
That would be perfect. But anyway, let me get through this. All right, so we're down one groomsman. Let's go through the entire scenario because I don't think I've told the story. Once we decided we were getting married, Chrissy already had like 32 bridesmaids in mind. Jeez. Of course, I'm exaggerating. It was 6. Now, when I say once we decided, I don't mean the proposal. This was a while before then because I would never propose to someone who has no desire to marry me. Y'all niggas be playing Russian roulette. I need confirmation way in advance.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Because fuck that. Y'all ain't about to have me on somebody video looking crazy.
Looking like Joe Button and shit.
Nigga, like the fuck you mean? So at that time, I actually had 6 people in mind that I thought I would want to be my groomsmen. But that's me wanting. That doesn't mean it makes sense. So Fab, he's my best man.
Of course.
Marcus, he got the call. Just Chris, he didn't get the call because he lives in Ohio. It doesn't really work. Aaron, he got the call. Tim, but I didn't want to put him through all that. Plus, I knew he'd much rather do the photos.
I'll just do photos.
And DJ, he got the call. So I had 3 factors I considered when making the choice of who to ask. And I just needed 2 out of the 3. 1, I trusted them to have my back. 2, I wanted to share this experience with them. 3, they are reliable. Right. You just got to meet 2 out of the 3.
Right.
And for that 2 out of the 3, at that point in time in my life, there were 6 people, but 3 of them couldn't do it.
Right. That's
So outside of my stepfather, obviously, but I feel like you don't put your stepfather in that situation. Like, no, nobody else at that time. That left me with 2 spots. I'm sorry, 2 out of the 6 couldn't do it. That left me with 2 spots open. Chrissy would say that we could be uneven, but I knew for a fact that's not what she actually wanted. That's not what she wanted. By the time we had gotten to the point of me proposing, I had gotten so much closer with Mo, who was Gina's husband, and with Dion's daughters. So I asked Mo, and I asked Dion's oldest daughter. Set. 6 and 6. Cool. We decided that the bachelor and bachelorette parties would, instead of a party, would be like mini trips. We also had a bunch of other stuff that we needed to decide and other stuff we needed to work on. So I put all of my groomsmen, except for Dion's daughter, into the group chat for several reasons that I won't fully get into here. But one of the biggest reasons is she's not going on our trip. She's going on the ladies' trip.
Right. Of course.
Right. So time moves forward. Things start getting planned. I purposely stayed out of that group chat because the bachelor party shenanigans are not my business.
Exactly.
Not my business. Anything I need to know, Fab, Marcus, or Mo would communicate with me separately.
That's a fact.
So time moves forward. About a month or so ago, Fab is he's here, and he starts complaining about people in the group not replying.
Oh.
There were 2 main culprits, Aaron and DJ. Ironically, the 2 out of the entire group that are actually my blood relatives. Well, Aaron had a legitimate excuse that I won't put out there.
Okay.
Once I found out what that was, I told Fab that issue was resolved.
Yeah.
He found another way to make that happen.
Right.
Now, but DJ is a different story. He had a legitimate excuse for different behavior, but not for what he actually did. Fab starts talking about deadlines and people helping people out with stuff. Nothing from DJ. Fab started reaching out to him individually. Nothing. Eventually, this past week, completely by happenstance, Fab runs into him at like a 7-Eleven.
Oh.
Happens to see him. He asks him about the things. DJ tells him, "Oh, I'm not going on the trip, but I'm still going to get my suit and my shoes." That's the last straw. I can't. What do you mean? So now Had this been some group trip or something I put together, this wouldn't be that big an issue. Like,
Exactly.
I know he's going through a lot right now. So, yeah. But this is my wedding. But more importantly, this is Chrissy's wedding. So now Fab's frustrated.
Of course.
Chrissy's worried.
Of course.
A couple other people in the party are annoyed. To be clear, the issue isn't him not going on the trip itself.
Right.
I do have grievances, but mine aren't really that important. Fab is my shield from frustration in this process.
He's absorbing all of that shit.
That is what he is doing. Now, I know there are people who just throw everything on their best man and just keep piling on them with no concern.
Right. You don't like
That's
doing that.
not what I do. That's not me. I actually like my best man.
Right.
And he has his own life and his own shit that he has to worry about.
Absolutely.
You don't get to just stress him out when there was an alternative available. Yeah. That's not how this works. The only person I want stressed out less than Fab is Chrissy.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only is this her day, but she also happens to be pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't care that much about my grievances, but she don't play about me just like I don't play about her.
Right.
The idea that 3 weeks out from this trip, you haven't told me that you aren't going
is crazy.
Is absolutely insane. Not just that you haven't told me. The only reason I found out is because my best man happened to run into you.
So this could have been the week of.
Right.
And you wouldn't, yeah.
So when were we going to find out? Like, what? But also, now, his reliability is in question. How do we know he's going to get the suit? How do we know he's going to show up to the rehearsal?
True.
Now, what could I have said to answer those questions? I wasn't going to lie. If somebody would have asked me if he would have done what he did before it happened, I would have told him he wouldn't have.
Exactly. Which is why you chose him.
Right. Clearly, I was wrong. So I wrestled with it for a bit, and then I decided Wednesday, that's it. He out. But of course, when I said something to Chrissy, now she has a second guessing.
Chrissy's nice.
She can do this because she's my significant other. But for anyone else, please don't do this to me. See, here's the thing. I actually do prefer to be non-confrontational. That is my absolute, that's my preference. So if there is ever an issue, I try to look for the silver lining that makes it not as big of a deal. Now, it's often true that I don't find one, but I always look for it. I was leaning toward leaving him in the wedding until I explained exactly what happened, and then Chrissy gave me threw those concerns at me, like, all right, so how we know he's going to do this? How we know he's going to do that? Once she said that, I was like, oh, no, the nigga out. Because I can't have you worried about this. And now this gives us the little bit of time that we have left to fix the issue.
Have options, yeah.
Right. So, but then when I go to pull the trigger, she's not sure. Again, she can do that because she's my significant other. Right. Everybody else, please don't do that to me. Because once I tell you that something is about to happen, that means I've gone back and forth with myself.
That's a fact.
I've done the calculations. I've thought about the ramifications of everything.
Right.
And if I say, oh, okay, we're doing this, that means that whatever could come with this.
Already factored shit
I've already factored it in.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I went to pull the trigger. She wasn't sure. All right. She's like, can we talk about it when you get home? All right, fine. I get home. We talk about it. We still landed on this being unacceptable. But she wanted to ask Fab. So she calls Fab. We talk about it. We still landed where we were. Bet. Hit him up. Like, yo. So it's probably best that you just come to the wedding as a guest and not worry about being in the party. Because you clearly have a lot of stuff going on right now. And nobody involved needs any additional stress.
Absolutely.
He got it. He said, okay. So now we're uneven.
You are uneven.
So we talked about potential solutions to that, and we're going to figure that out. But yeah, that's the update. It's so stupid.
Chaos.
It's so stupid. And the problem,
chaos.
You're stupid. So here's the thing. Here's the other issue with that, right? Is because we have another friend that I could have put in that spot, but now that person has another role for the wedding, and they can't do both. They can't do both. So they kind of.
Can you rent a guy?
No, I ain't about. Listen, I ain't putting nobody. And that's somebody asked me that. Not literally that, but they were like, "All right, so what? Are you just gonna be uneven?" I said, "Yeah, because at this point, there's nobody that I would what."
Like, and also, I mean, that's not. Look, it's not.
Cool, it's not plug and play,
but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a plug and play situation. I can't just put anybody in that position.
Some random offer. Hey, yeah, sir, stand right here.
Right, like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, number one, what people don't understand, and I don't know if I talked about this on here, but a couple niggas in my family had issues that they weren't asked to be groomsmen. Really? And nigga, you don't understand that the reason I didn't ask you is because there's a responsibility. And I believe that you cannot fulfill that responsibility.
Yes.
It's that serious. Doesn't mean I love you any less.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why they would. Well, I'm different.
Yeah, that's just how that shit works. Like,
yeah, but I don't.
You don't put people that you don't love and have a serious belief that they're gonna do.
Absolutely.
You don't put people that don't fit that into that position.
I've literally had to have this conversation with a friend of mine from years ago about some business that he wanted to start. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to do, since I said, put me where I'm good at.
Right.
That right there, I'm not going to be able to. And all that's going to do is mess up stuff on the other end. Like, you self-awareness, but also being aware of the people.
Right. Like, because motherfuckers want to do it because of the status.
That's all it is, bro. That's all it is.
No, nigga, this is not like, are we going to have fun? Yes. Are there going to be games? Yes. But it's not all fun and games.
Exactly.
There's shit that needs to be done. Like, do you have the money to just kick out for this trip and for the suit and for your shoes and for the accessories?
All of that shit matters, bro.
Do you have all of that? Do you have reliable transportation that I wouldn't have to step in and help you with?
Right.
All of this shit matters. Like, all of this shit is a part of it. Like, are you going to be dependent on somebody else that's not a part of the party to do something, and then when it comes, this person may have some type of grudge because they weren't invited or included, or like, no. All of the people had to be. I already gave the list, but yeah, so like, you can cry about it all you want. you coming as a guest or no?
Right.
I just
enjoy yourself.
Yeah, like, you can come as a guest. It's not a problem. I want you there.
Right.
I would like you to be amongst the people and to have the fun and all that other good shit. You're not gonna be in it though. Like, you ain't.
No.
Nah.
And you shouldn't take that as a slight either.
You shouldn't. Now, the first person that asked me, first of all, why are you asking me? Because why would you put that type of pressure on somebody? Second of all, we don't even talk.
Whoa, hold on.
We don't really got that kind of relationship.
Whoa, that's wild.
And then and they didn't even ask. They was like, I know I'm gonna be.
Ooh, you know you're gonna be? So you put yourself there. You know some things.
Yeah, but I don't think that's one of them.
No, I don't think.
And it was funny because it was a group call. And this is before I asked anybody. And Aaron was on the call. And I was going to ask him right then. But then dude said that. And I was like, damn, I can't ask him
this
now.
Ain't the time. You can't. This is not the time This is not the time.
Not the time. Not the time. All right. Yeah, that's it for me.
So mine's going to be not long. So it's good that yours was reasonably long.
Yeah.
For me, this week is about logistics.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by logistics is the fulfillment of the Singularity issue 1 Kickstarter. This is the first time we've done some of this way. And inevitably, when there is a first for something, there will be issues.
Mm-hmm.
That said, though, with some of those issues, it's still the better way to do this for us, at least for our company, for the time being. So I had to, of course, get a bunch of the packaging and all that other stuff. And I was okay. Now, first of all, I feel like I went into the wrong business.
Mm-hmm.
I should be selling boxes. Because apparently that's where all the money is. These
hilarious.
motherfuckers.
That is hilarious.
They want more for these boxes than I even dreamed. Now, mind you, this is because one of the top tier had jackets. This is what the issue is. The top tier come with Letterman jackets, right? There are 10 of those that have to go out to their respective people who supported for that tier.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to stuff the jacket and the book in the same box. Now, if this was just the book, really simple. I get one of those Gemini mailers, get some Gemini mailers, put them shits together, slap the shipping thing on there, send them some bitches out. Absolutely. This is not that, though. And we've never actually done apparel for the Kickstarter. More importantly, I've never had to ship apparel because the way it works with Majestic, I handle the books and all of that. Gray sends out the apparel. So Gray has the apparel where he's at. I have the books where I'm at. So it works out that way, actually. Works out pretty good that way. The only problem occurs when somebody has purchased both.
Mm-hmm.
They've purchased books and a hoodie or a t-shirt. Because now I can only fulfill from my end, or Gray can only fulfill from his end. So it will say in our back services partially fulfilled, and we got it until you get the other one out, right? So sometimes, well, most all the time, you're going to get 2 different packages if you get those 2 things at different times, right? Other than that, though, it works out just great. But these boxes, though, bro, I only need 10. Could not find just a pack of 10. No. So I had to go and get, I think it's like 15, 18, something like that. But because of that, the cost for these boxes to me is outrageous. Now, somebody might cite tariffs. It's tariff. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I really don't. It's expensive. But those boxes came in yesterday. We're still waiting on the one thing that I absolutely need, and it's not going to be here till the 10th or the 11th. And those are the sleeves that you put the comic book in, with the board in, you put the sleeve. Those are absolutely important because, listen, I could wrap it some other way with bubble wrap and all of them shit and do that, all that. But one of my pet peeves as a young lad purchasing comic books is motherfuckers would not give me the boards and the sleeve that it comes in. That's a pet peeve. It is. I can't. So I'm not going to do that to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I want the sleeves and the boards. That's it. That's a non-starter.
Right.
Before I ship some stuff out. Unfortunately, that's the lightest thing that I had to order. It's taking the most time to get here and shit, right? So we had to deal with that. Also had some issues with the store, behind the scenes in the store. Some glitch or whatever took place. So I had to get that fixed. Got it set up for for fulfillment, because those who don't know, the way we typically do it is we don't charge shipping for the reward tier. That price is not part of that on there. Everyone pays their own shipping, right? So it works out for us in a lot of different ways, specifically when it comes to organizing who gets what, where they live, and what shipping that works best for them. Choose your own shipping. You got it, right? So they get a code for that, and they get a link to their specific reward tier. No one else can use that link because it's a code. It's code locked. So you're gonna get the code, you put the shit in, and then you can see it. You can't just go to the store and actually see it. So all of that was taken care of. It's just these couple of things that we have to wait for. The other thing, remember when I talked about how, because I have chased many of the wasp away, that fig tree out there, for whatever reason, those damn figs don't really be rotting and falling off the thing. Well, apparently, wasps are smart. They caught on. I don't know where their nest is, and that's a good thing too, but it's not around my house. But still, it must be close enough for them to be able to get to that fig tree. Because when you go out there now, you know what you see? A bunch of rotten ass shit falling down, and you see wasps doing their thing. They're not bothering me. They haven't bothered anybody else in the house. I say that's a win. I see that as a complete total win, right? Everybody's getting something out the deal. Because here's the thing. When they were messing just with the figs, it wasn't bothering nobody else. The problem was they wanted to set up shop on the house or in the vicinity of the house, and then the territorial part of them had them thinking, hey, this is our land now. Very colonial thinking, by the way, from these wasps. Like, I might be the pot calling the kettle black because I'm human, and they were here probably before he was in this area. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure their answer. However, I have to say, now that I'm here now, I am willing to live here in harmony with you and let you go get them figs. But what you're not going to do is squat on the property I have to live and then tell me in mine we can't go back and forth. That's not happening. It's not happening.
I mean, it is. To be fair, it is happening.
No, it's not, because my specific requirements for these things is that have at the figs, man. I don't like them. I don't care. You can have them, but you can't set up your colony on my roof, by my door, by the porch, or anywhere in the back where you're going to think, all of this is mine. You can't be doing the whole Simba Mufasa thing where, as far as the light, you can't do that. You can't. I can't allow it. But they found apparently an equilibrium with that shit. They got their shit set up someplace else. They're still coming to get the goddamn figs. It's a win. Handle your business. And I've sat out there the other day, and I see them going back and forth, getting their shit, doing what they do. And it was all harmonious. They weren't coming over there. You know how them wasps do. Come over there, get all in your face with that little shit hanging down. They weren't doing none of that. And I saw a butterfly actually getting his in too. It's a circle of life. It was a little butterfly on one of the fallen ones, eating or doing whatever. It's weird, bro. It's weird. It's weird. But what's hold up? Sean P said, "Till you run into the nest while mowing next spring, possibly." Hey man, listen.
He would definitely not have fun doing that.
Listen. just from what I know about these bastards, having fought them, you gotta know your enemy. They prefer big ass, like these big ass nests.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that doesn't
pretty
mean...
sure if I get that grass cut, I'm not gonna have to worry about it as much.
Okay.
Right? I will be able to see. It's the reason that you cut grass, because you want to make sure the snakes, you can see the snakes and shit like that. So in my case, I just thought about it. In my case, not only is it wasps, but it is also snakes. Right? There are also snakes around here. And some form of wild canines pissed me off the other day. Not because they were messing with my yard or nothing. It's just the thought of the fact that there's one on one side of the woods going, woo, 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 woo. And then way on the other end, somebody going, woo, 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 responding and shit. And I'm like, yo, this ain't really that big of a distance. Can y'all like go meet up and do whatever the fuck you want to do? Stop making all this goddamn noise. But that's just me being a curmudgeon.
Yeah, sure.
Right? They doing what they do. That's what they do. However, it was annoying. Because I get annoyed quickly. I do. It's true. Other than that, I had to set up another doctor's appointment because I was supposed to do my yearly shit, and I completely forgot about it. And part of doing your yearly is the blood work. So blood work means you can't eat for between 16, 20 hours, something like that, before whatever. That's clearly not what took place. And when I got the notification, hey, I was like, oh no, that's dead. That's not gonna happen, right? So I had to redo that. I called them. It was actually fairly simple to do. Although I ain't gonna lie, setting the appointment was a bit weird because typically at the place that I go in Tacoma Park, it's mostly women that work there, right? That are taking the appointments and receiving the people when they come in and all that other stuff. This time it was some dude that answered the phone, and it weirded me out because I'm not accustomed to that, right? So he handled it fairly. He had some mistakes in it, but he managed to get what I needed done, right? So I got that appointment I got to do next week. Also, I actually already told SPJ this. So we were supposed to go to a birthday dinner yesterday because my brother-in-law's birthday yesterday. However, he didn't want to go. Basically, has something to do with his sleep schedule, right? The way he worked and when he can go to sleep. Unfortunately, it kind of coincided around the time we had scheduled to do the birthday dinner. Listen, I don't think it's a great secret. I like to eat like that. Like food is a thing, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's any type of secret.
Shut up.
I think it's just what happens. Like it's death, taxes, and Tim liking food. Like,
listen, shut up. Oh. Listen. And then the ordinary other time, we about to go out and get some food. I'm about to get my grub on. But for some reason, when I was informed that we weren't going, I was rather excited about that. Because I did not want to leave the crib.
Yep.
And I find that the older I get, the more I was an outside dude. I don't be outside. Except for, going on these little hikes and shit like that. But other than that, I don't be going outside like that. I don't. And I know that's going to change. It's going to have to change fairly soon because of the plans we have next year for the company. But that's the other thing too. So I saw, they had the Dragon Con thing last week, and I completely forgot about all of that because we had no plans to go this year, right? But I started seeing all of these videos and pictures, including pictures of our former publicist, because she goes every year, right? And I'm looking, They look like they had a ball. And now I'm getting the bug to want to go to another Dragon Con. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do, because I know what was there. It was fun. And it was work for us, but it was also fun. And it'll be work when we go again. But I think because we already did it that one time before, I'm better equipped this time, like going into it knowing that, one, even if we have a table, I'm not staying by the table. I'm moving around, because that is how we got more attention to the book.
Right.
Especially considering where they had us placed at. It was ass. And it's funny because when we did the one that we did, the only one that we did do, SBJ had tried to plot to bring his ass down there, right? What would have been fucked up is he would not have been able to find our table. I guarantee you. He would have not been able to find our table, because they had us in the worst spot you could possibly put in this, considering that this is one of the most populated conventions in the country every year, right? Like, if 100 people saw us, we were lucky. It's staying right there. And that's 100 out of about 80,000 people that showed up over the course of them 5 days.
Right.
That's whack as fuck, right? But it did give me I did want to go again. You know what I'm saying? So next year, I'm fairly certain that's one of the ones we're going to hit up. It's going to be more than that. And if I'm not mistaken, San Diego is going to be one of them, because we do have an invite to go and share a table with Global Comics. So that happens, yeah. If there's still a country, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the country, yeah, you know. I'm not going out there if it's a bunch of goddamn stupid ass they got military people out there picking up trash, because that's basically all they doing in DC, for real. Like, they're doing, don't get me wrong, they're doing some stuff that's making things dangerous, but what they doing on a constant, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm getting, reports I'm getting, is they ain't doing nothing. They just there to look intimidating, I guess, right? But yeah, that's pretty much my week.
Word.
GA. We ain't even cover that part, GA. And you late. But we ain't even cover that.
We about to leave.
Yeah. So short show today.
Yeah.
But nah, look, bro. I didn't know exactly what we was gonna talk about with that either. But the whole snitch thing, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it. But you know, he can do what he want.
Basically.
He do what he want. But it's hard for you to talk shit to Gunna if you doing
right.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Part. All of that.
That's crazy. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
We want to thank all of GA say he just woke up. You go watch the playback, bro. Go watch the playback. We want to thank all of you once again for joining us for another rousing edition of the Black Culture Geeks podcast. Remember, there is always music, specifically coming up. Music from the past, music from the present, and like I said, specifically coming up as BJ is working on some music. I have heard a few things, few very, 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 very dope things. So you're definitely going to want to listen to that. Check that out when he dropped that. Also, don't forget, even though they're on hiatus, but they'll be back. But I'm sure you haven't seen all the episodes, so go back and run their numbers up.
Correct.
My sister, his significant other, Chrissy, Heard It Through the Grapevine podcast. Go check that out as well. Our guy, Super Side Guy, and Hendrick with their Metas and Mutants, and Gray with his office hours.
Absolutely.
Be on the lookout for those. Check those out. There should be some new content on Patreon coming up in the upcoming week. So make sure you check that out as well. If you are a Patreon member, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on.
Right.
Just the comments. Absolutely. Also, you should be getting, those of you that supported the Singularity Kickstarter, you should be getting your codes sometime during this week coming up. So go and make sure you keep checking your Kickstarter inboxes so that you can get your stuff.
Yeah.
Get the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.